Okay, so today I'm going to speak about trust. It's a part of what I think we all need to learn to live within, because there's this basic idea that we all need to hold on to within us, because it's going on all the time within us. The key part of it is just seeing and experiencing yourself in this connection that you have within you. We all have it, no matter what you believe in, whether you believe in a God, a spirit, an energy, a quantum connection, collective unconsciousness, self-actualization. We all have it within us, and we're yearning to have more of it. So I'm going to break this thing down, my fourfold way of life I'm calling. I'm just going to put the idea of trust. We're just going to focus on trust for a while in these, I guess what people are telling me to call clips or reels or something. Trust. It's important to be able to learn to trust first and foremost what is within you. And what are you trusting? Yourself? That's what you need to learn to trust more than anything else. Your cognitive mind, who you think you are, the perception of who you are, sure, you want to trust that, but that's secondary to trusting that inner real person that you are and learning to tap into that. And the best way to do it is, again, do my fourfold way of life, with being aware of who you are in your body, with being vulnerable and taking risks, and then trusting. But we're focusing more on the trust aspect of it. They all go together, and there's no one format, but they all intermingle. So the idea of the trust part, and again, the experiential nature, you don't have to understand this cognitively so much. You just want to experience being in this state, right? That's the most important thing. And the more you can be here, when I start to explain these things, it becomes easier to absorb and for you to change and shift within yourself. And it needs to be individualized for you. I'm using these words, hopefully coming more from the internal me than anything, and you need to learn to have your own. And then what happens is that we'll begin to speak more of the same universal language. So anyway, trust means to be able to take a risk and not have to have anything prepared for the groups that we're going to be with, for our families, for our friends, for ourselves, to put on any airs of what we are, or to not put on any airs. Almost like going in blind, without even having anything prepared. And learning to trust a voice that's already within you, where you don't have to prepare, hopefully ever again. And what you learn over a period of time by living this kind of life, you don't really have to prepare that much. You might want to for certain kinds of events that you're going to, that's fine. But after a while, when you get so immersed in this, you won't have to prepare for much of anything. You'll just be living in the moment, if you will, with this awareness of seeing so much clearer what is. And that's the trusting part. You have to take that risk to trust that it's already within you. You can use techniques to help if you want to close your eyes and breathe and just stop your mind. And even if it's going on, bring yourself to yourself, your awareness of this connection as best you can. And sometimes our minds are going so fast we're going to have anything, but you can just practice, keep bringing yourself back, no matter how much your mind is racing, bringing yourself back to trusting that this is the best place to be. Then you lose trust, and then it comes back, and then we lose it. But if you do this consistently, the lack of trust, because that's something that's there, what does that come from? Really a fear that something's going to harm us. Because we live, we don't even maybe realize it that much, but we constantly, when we first get up in the morning, for most westernized societies and people, we're already in the fight, flight, or hide response all the time. It becomes like a way of life. Like whereas animals, they're not always just fight, flight, or hide. But as soon as something happens, then they'll jump into one of those things that they need to be. We should be that way too. Not anticipating it, but always saying, being in that state of, hey, I'm okay here where I am. I'm here. I'm aware of me, this connection, and that's all you need. And the more you do that, it becomes so much more real. Am I perfect with it? No. Do I have fears? Yes. Do I have doubts? Yes. But this is so much more real than it ever has been that I know this is real. And I trust it more. The more you exercise this, the more you trust. And you see this as evidence of trusting more of yourself, and then learning to trust being in the environment, being with other people. How are you going to do that to really trust? By opening yourself up to being out there and revealing who you are more, of taking that risk over and over again, and seeing how that trust keeps developing. And what you're trusting more than anything else is this connection and this inner voice, if you will. And it seems to work. People are telling me that it works. I'm helping people this way, and I'm helping myself. And that's what it's all about. You help yourself as you're helping other people. Try to trust yourself. Try to trust it all. We have I want to say this in each one of these videos that I do. We have a group that meets once a month, the first Sunday of every month from 12 to 1, where we get together and we have a time of just meditation, if you will. We're just listening to some music, a presentation, guided imagery, sometimes breakout rooms if we have enough time. And there's just a final word of healing. Within that presentation, there will be us sending healing out for ourselves, people that we might want, and the world, and really expecting to see. This is where trust comes in again. To expect, not anticipate, oh my God, but to expect, an expectation, trusting that it's going to happen with whatever degree of trust you have. Trust, if you really want to trust, you also have to have some doubt. Why would you need to trust unless you have doubt? Why would you need faith unless you have something to need faith for? You see? So stand in the degree that you have and keep developing that trust within yourself and for everything. Thank you. Bye-bye.